stunning looks than Swift.
We're going to fill up those blank silhouettes. Rohit, Shubman, Kohli, absolute no-brainers. Ishan Kishan, you got to put him there now. He was always going to get in as a value player, as a reserve keeper. Who knows? Now he's pretty much frontline keeper, even if he bats somewhere over there in the middle. Hardik Pandya, Ravindra Jadeja, again, no doubt there with the two all-rounders that India will certainly play in their strongest 11, regardless of conditions. Kuldeep Yadav, frontline spinner. Bumrah, Shami, Siraj. I think those are your top three seamers by a distance. And now we will fill in the blanks. Are you okay to wait on KL Rahul? Like, you can name him, and then if things don't go well towards the latter end of the Asia Cup and the Australia ODIs, replace him? Or do you feel now time is up? You know, now India should go with Ishan Kishan and then look at a fit keeper, someone like Samson.
Yeah, obviously, I think Ishan Kishan will obviously, in my opinion, he'll be the first one who gets picked in the 11 because of his current form. But I think if KL gets fit, he'll be the reserve keeper. There's no doubt about it because the quality that he brings with the bat and the adaptability. I mean, if you need to open with him, he can do that. If you want him to bat at 4 or 5, he can do that as well. And he's been in terrific form in ODI cricket.
I think he's going to walk into that squad provided he's fit. It's always subject to fitness with KL Rahul. And I think if he's fit, I certainly think he'll be the one between Sanju and him who'll go ahead into that World Cup squad. To be honest, KL might just come straight into the squad, into the 11 when he's fit, and then again that will put pressure on him in a sense where he'll have to perform well because there's Ishan Kishan waiting in the wings and is obviously turned up trumps against Pakistan in a must rescue India situation. So it could go either way. In the way that you're saying it. If he does come in as a backup keeper with the flexibility of being an opener as well and the middle order because of his versatility batting anywhere right now, it gives him a little bit more time. Having said that, will the team management do that? We'll have to wait and watch.
I'm going to stick Rahul in this conversation, Wasim, and also ask you if Rahul is competing with specialist batters as well, or is he simply looking at that one of two keeper position spots?
I think Rahul can be one of the batters because he's a quality batter. Like I said, he could open, he could bat number 3, 4, 5. He's good against pace and spin. So it's just not that Rahul has to play only as a keeper batter. He can come in as a batter itself.
Let me stick with them now and ask them to pick what I'm guessing will have to be 2 out of Shreyas Iyer, Suryakumar Yadav and Tilak Varma, who remains uncapped at this point. So, Robin, you can go first. Shreyas, Surya, Tilak. Which 2?
I've said this, I think, a few weeks ago. Tilak Varma for me, man, and Shreyas Iyer. Unfortunately, Surya will have to miss out, and I think he'll be there in the reserves. Having said that, I feel Tilak Varma provides the fact that he can provide a little bit of off spin. We've seen that he can bowl fairly decently at that level. Can squeeze in a few overs if required, especially against left-handers. And the fact that he's a left-hander in the middle order is something that will go a long way in limited overs cricket. Just the maturity that Tilak Varma has shown when he's played in West Indies even just augurs well for him. And I think that he makes a very strong case for himself. And he's got a firm head on his shoulders. He knows when he goes in there. He reads the situation exceptionally well. He's got a great cricketing mind, and you can see it when he's playing.
Yeah, I would pick Tilak Varma as well for the same reasons, left-hander. And I think his game suits more compared to Surya. Surya is obviously a phenomenal player in T20 cricket, but I just feel that he plays too many shots for 50 overs. He doesn't give himself time. He likes to hit boundaries and sixes, and sometimes that approach, can bring your downfall because he wants to hit boundaries every over or every second, third ball. Tilak Varma has got more maturity, I feel. He can rotate the strike and hit it. We've seen that. And being a left-hander, can bowl off spin. It's a pity that he hasn't played, obviously, ODI cricket for India. But I feel he's a matured player. And if selected, I think he can do a job.
Shami is just there for perspective. We're looking at third and fourth seam options. On some games, maybe you'll have Shami, Siraj and Bumrah. On some days, you'll have to pick 2 out of 3. Maybe Bumrah won't play every game. So let's keep all that in contention. We're not worried about Shami's place. We're sure he's going to be there. But Shardul, Prasidh, it seems like only one of those two can genuinely make 15, right? This is the 17-man squad that you have in the Asia Cup. Wasim Jaffer, Shardul Thakur is the safe option, or he gives you more balance?
I'll go with Shardul because he's somebody, I think after 2019 or 20, he's probably the one who's got the most wickets for India in this format. And whenever he's been presented with an opportunity, he has performed. So he's done what he could do. He's a capable batsman. Obviously, you can't trust him to score runs every time. But if he doesn't play and you play Shami or even Prasidh or any specialist bowler, your tail becomes too big, and that's been India's problem. We've seen that. So you need somebody like Shardul or even anybody, an all-rounder. Aksar, obviously, if India is playing in India and the pitch is turning, I am all for playing with three
Aksar and
spinner.
Jadeja in the same 11.
And Kuldeep. So I'm all for that because in one-day cricket you need your batting to go as late as 8 or 9, and that's where England and Australia, all those teams, even Pakistan for now, they have so much depth.
Shardul or Prasidh?
Prasidh for me, because simply because I feel like in the conditions that we're going to be playing in, obviously the kind of bounce that he is able to generate is very different, and I think that'll prove very valuable in subcontinental conditions. So I feel like Prasidh for me would be, if you look at the numbers comparatively, they're pretty much even Stevens, Shardul and Prasidh. So for me, just the fact that he can get that little bit more of a bounce, and he's a little bit of a fresh entity as far as international cricket's concerned. So I would pick Prasidh there. Having said that, if the batting order as far as the batting order is concerned, so if you're going to play Prasidh, then you're just going to play Aksar as well. If you want to lengthen the batting order, and then either Kuldeep misses out, and then you kind of lengthen the batting order in that sense.
Interesting.
Or you play Kuldeep as well, and Hardik takes up a chunk of overs, and then you have Aksar who can fill in the other overs as well.
Is there an outside chance that somebody like R. Ashwin, with all his experience, could come in? Remember, he's only played the 2 matches in ODI cricket post that 2019 World Cup. Washington Sundar has been tried, played in Bangladesh, has had his share of injuries too. I'm guessing he is competing though with Akshar Patel. There are those that ask the question of, if you have Jadeja, then why do you need Akshar as well? They both do the same thing. So Wasim, your thoughts?
I'll go with Aksar. I think with the kind of form he is with the bat, and sometimes obviously he gets under bowled because the captains don't trust when he's bowling to the left-handers. But I think he's a good enough bowler to give you 7, 8, 10 overs on a given day. So I'll probably go with Akshar Patel for his current form.
Robin.
Ditto. I think we'll go with Aksar as well. I think Aksar is, like Wasim said, I think he's underused. Especially against left-handers. I think he's a very wily customer, and I think he will be the best option as your third spinner.
Why does Chahal not make it this time, Wasim, when we thought that was India's biggest force in England in 2019?
Yeah, I think the balance and that Yuzvendra Chahal doesn't provide anything other than the bowling. He can't bat, and obviously a little bit behind in fielding department as well. And if Kuldeep and Chahal plays, then again the same problem. The batting gets very thin. So that's the reason why I think you can only afford to play one of them, because Jadeja is surely going to play. If Jadeja doesn't play, then you probably can afford those 2 wrist spinners, but that's not going to happen. I mean, Jadeja sometimes pips Ashwin in Test cricket also. So there's no way Jadeja is not going to play.
Mr. Jaffer has gone with Shardul Thakur. We're seeing that the Indian team also favors him. He started against Pakistan. He's playing today against Nepal. But this is Wasim Jaffer's World Cup squad. Let's have a look at Robin Uthappa's World Cup squad in comparison. Prasidh for Shardul. The only difference in Robbie's World Cup squad, which will be announced tomorrow.
Stunning looks, then swift,